Cheide.
For this 3-minute rules, we will be looking at the close combat phase, and in particular, the close combat summary. All of this can be found on page 46 of the large 8th edition rulebook. The close combat phase can be broken down into 4 sub-phases. First, fight a round of close combat. 2, calculate close combat result. 3, loser takes a break test. And 4, flee and pursue. Let's touch upon each of these briefly in turn. First, fight a round of close combat. When you now have your units into base-to-base contact, you need to ask some important questions. Who can strike? In this case, we have 2 rows here, and we have horses and we have silver helms. How many attacks? We need to add up the attacks. The striking order, which we follow based on initiative. Roll to hit, roll to wound, taking any saving throws, and then removing casualties. Second, once we have fought our combat, we then calculate the close combat result. You add together all of your combat bonuses from charging, banners, ranks, wounds, kills, etc. And then you figure out who the winner is. Third, the loser takes a break test. Once we have figured out our combat results now, we will take the loser. Let's assume it is the Empire Archers. They will take a break test and they will flee or they will remain. After that, then we have combat reform. Either and both have the opportunity to reform after combat. Fourth, flee and pursue. Assuming now that the Empire Archers have failed their break test from combat, we then need to go ahead and make them move their flee movement. Now before we do that, the elves here have the option to restrain or pursue. Once that is declared, we then go ahead and roll the flee distance here, and we roll the pursuit distance here. Now if this distance is equal to or greater than the flee distance, then we will say that these guys are then caught and we will remove them from the battlefield. If, however, the archers were not caught, we would be able then now to go ahead and move them their flee distance, and then we will move over here to the high elves. If they have tried to restrain, they may then attempt to restrain and reform if they would like. Otherwise, if they have not attempted to restrain, they will then have to move out their pursuit distance. And with that, we come to the conclusion of this 3-minute rules on the close combat summary. In upcoming episodes of 3-minute rules, we will be looking into each one of these sub-phases in more detail. Well, thank you for joining us here today at Grey Army Gaming, where Grey can always play.